Okay, so I just wanted to go over where we're at with the migrating the first class vulnerabilities to the dashboards. I'm going to go over what we've got currently, what we're likely to be able to add, what we're less likely to be able to add, and what we definitely can't add before the end of 12.10. So this branch that I'm on now, I've just took all of the close to being merged MRs and just pulled them all into one branch. So this isn't master right now, but it'll be master in a few hours is the idea. So we have, this is the project security dashboard. We have the vulnerability counts at the top, we have the filters, we have the vulnerability list. This vulnerability list, all of the data here is first class vulnerabilities, and it's all using GraphQL. And if we scroll the vulnerability list, you can see we've got the infinite scrolling thing going on there. Now I only have this many vulnerabilities, but if I had more, that would just keep going and going and going until we hit the end of the list. So filtering, again, all done through GraphQL. And we can filter out to confirmed, or I don't know, confirmed and detected. You see there's maybe an initial bit of delay with these, but as soon as we've done it once, that's cached, and it's nice and quick from there on, which is really nice. And we can filter by severity and report type as well. We don't actually have any DAST vulnerabilities, where we've got some filtering by container scanning. That all works basically the same as it does now. The status is the only new filter really. The hide dismissed toggle is missing because dismissed is now a status. So if you want to hide dismissed, you just select everything but dismissed. You know, the status is different, so the hide dismissed toggle wouldn't make any sense anymore. You might have noticed as well, these counts aren't currently filtered based on these filters here. That is simply because the backend doesn't support filtering on the counts just yet. It's fairly trivial to add to the front end once that's available. But I'll get to them things later. Yeah, so this dashboard, it's exactly the same as the project dashboard is currently. We've got all the responsive stuff and everything, and it works. And then clicking through with these takes you to the actual standalone vulnerability itself. That's taken a while to load, but you can trust me on that one. Okay, so we also have, actually I can just remove that from the URL. Oh, maybe I can't. Let's not guess at that URL, let's navigate there. Oh, groups, of course, right. So this is the current state of the group security dashboard. We just have the list at the moment. Now the list behaves in exactly the same way as it does on the project security dashboard. It's the same list, it still has that infinite scrolling and everything. And it's ready to receive the filters. We just haven't added the filters to this yet. Again, I'll go over the things that are missing a little later. But this is the group dashboard. And then the instance dashboard, we don't currently have the instance dashboard just yet, but Savash is working on that right now. And again, it's a relatively straightforward addition because we're using exactly the same thing as the group dashboard, just a slightly different GraphQL query. Okay, so here's a list I have made of everything we have, don't have, etc. So I've kind of split things into things that we already have, things that we will have for definite, things that we might have, so more like, you know, if we get chance, we will have them, but they look like they may slip. Things we won't have, so things that either we decided aren't part of the MVC or will slip, and things that we can't have. So that's things that just don't make sense for first-class vulnerabilities. So the project security dashboard, this is the most complete, and everything we're building here. So this has took the most time because we're building everything from scratch, but the idea being that everything that we built for the project dashboard can be reused, or at least used as a sort of template for the other two dashboards. So we already have the list, we have filters for that list, we have counts, and we have an unconfigured state, which is the only thing I've not actually shown you. But all that is if you've not actually configured the security reports for your project, then we have that state in there to say, you know, you've not configured them. Go to our documentation to learn how to configure them. We have that on the current dashboards. We have that here as well. We might have, so these are two things that are currently missing, a file path on the vulnerability list. So if I go to the GitLab, I actually probably shouldn't do that because I'm going to make this video public, but if I went to the security dashboard for one of the security dashboards that loads vulnerability findings, so the current one, there's actually a file path here that says where that vulnerability is. We don't have that currently on the first class vulnerabilities dashboard, and that is because of this issue here. To add it into the actual data, we don't have the data, we can't show the data. So that's in a might have, so if the backend delivers in time, we might be able to add it. If not, then we're going to have to push it out. Filtering for the counts, again, exactly the same issue. I already spoke about this slightly. There's no, we can't actually filter on the, filter the counts on the back end. So this is me trying to do it in the GraphQL Explorer, and you can see there's no there's no filtering for the severities count with there's only fields. So relatively easy to add, exactly the same as it would be for the list. We just can't do it because the backend's not there yet. So again, might have, if the backend ships, we can probably add it. If not, then you know we're a bit stuck there. The group security dashboard, it's not too far behind the project dashboard. There's obviously a few missing features that the project dashboard has that the group one doesn't. There's also a few missing features that the current group dashboard has that the first class group security dashboard doesn't have either, because currently the group dashboard, as you can see from this already have section, it's just a list. But it will have filters. Filters are super easy to add to these lists. I mean, you can you saw it here. We just need to pass them to this query. I mean, this is the severities count query, but these actually exist on the group one, so we can filter the group vulnerabilities. That's not too hard, so I've put that in will have an unconfigured state. That's something that we noticed fairly late on, and I've added it to the project dashboard. We just need to do exactly the same thing for the group dashboard. So they're in will have because they're relatively simple changes. Might have, again, project path on the vulnerability list. I'm skipping over this one for now. That's exactly the same issue as the file path on the vulnerability list, as far as I'm aware. I don't know if we have this from the back end. I'll have to look into that. But I've put it in might have just to be safe. Project filter. So on the group dashboard, actually let me just go to the project dashboard so I can show you the filters again. So we have the filters on the group dashboard will be status, severity, report type, and project. The problem being the current the list of projects we need to be a list of projects that have first class vulnerabilities. We don't actually have an endpoint for that. we have an endpoint for a list of projects that have vulnerability findings, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what that endpoint is, that we can kind of use. It will be slightly wrong, but that's all we have for now, so we might be able to work with that. But currently we can't filter by that. I'm not actually sure. Let me just quickly check now. If I go to the group one, can we actually no, I don't think we can. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's why. Yeah, we can filter by project ID, that's fine. So we do have the backend filtering for it. We just need, it's not filtering by the project that's the issue. It's getting the list of projects that we can filter by that's the issue currently. So that's in might have. Won't have vulnerabilities over time and project security status. I don't want to load up the live group security dashboard because it's got security data on there that I probably shouldn't be sharing publicly. But there's two widgets. There's one here and there's one here. The vulnerability history charts and the project severity status. We don't have the data for them for first class vulnerabilities, so we can't add these in, but these were never part of the MVC anyway. I just wanted to point that out. Instance security dashboard. Now this is the one that's the furthest behind because we've not actually started it yet. But as I said earlier, Savash is working on that right now, and it's just basically a copy of the group security dashboard. It's just a slightly different endpoint, so that should be a relatively quick change to get through. So already have nothing Savash is working on adding the list. And then again, the same thing as I said for the group dashboard, filters, excluding the project filter, and unconfigured state. They'll be relatively simple to add. We just copy on what we did on the project dashboard. And chances are by the time we get around to doing this, these will be a lot easier to add in because the things will already be merged into to the master branch. Okay, things we might have. Again, it's exactly the same as the group dashboard. The project path on the vulnerability list. So this little bit here should say on the instance on the group dashboard what project that vulnerability is part of. We don't have that currently. I'm not sure if we have the data, so we might not be able to put it in. On project filter, this is slightly different for the instance dashboard. The project filter for the group dashboard needs to fetch a list of all the vulnerable projects in the group, which is potentially a problem. The instance dashboard is slightly different because you can go in. In fact, I can show you the instance dashboard on here because this is all totally dummy data. This is the old instance dashboard, and these were the two widgets I was talking about earlier. But yeah, this. Okay, so I've just noticed a bug on the current instance security dashboard. That's fun. This list of projects is a list of all the secure projects with vulnerabilities enabled, but it shouldn't be. It should be. Oh no, it's not a bug. It's just coincidence that they're the same. So ignore what I've just said there. On the instance security dashboard, you can click Edit Dashboard up here, and you can choose which projects are on your dashboard. So this list of projects is actually this list that you generate here. So we have that endpoint there. We don't need to change the endpoint. So that I've put it in, might have, but we're more likely to be able to add it to the instance security dashboard than the group security dashboard because that data is actually there. And won't have exactly the same two as the group security dashboard. That's vulnerabilities over time and project security status. And that's for exactly the same reasons. We don't have the data, we were never planning on including them for the MVC. Just wanted to highlight it. So that's the dashboards. There's a couple of other general things that that we've noticed, and I'm going to skip over this one, but on, you can't see this on any of these. In fact, let me just very quickly create an issue there. I'll go back here. In fact, I'll skip to the end. I'll do this in reverse order. So we can't have multiple select dismissals. This is a little annoying because this is a feature that I added only in the last release, and it's going to have to disappear straight away, which is super annoying. And that's this checkbox thing here. You know, you can select all 5 vulnerabilities at once, or select just a couple, and you can give them a dismissal reason. So if I say these are all false positives, let me just I'll do these two, and then I can dismiss them, and then lovely, I've dismissed 2 vulnerabilities. The reason that that we can't do this is because on the, let me see, can I go back to here? Yeah, so the reason we can't select multiple dismiss multiple vulnerabilities is because we can't dismiss single vulnerabilities. We don't, the decision was made not to add the quick actions to these. So you can't, because you can't dismiss any one of these, you also can't dismiss multiple ones of these, if that makes sense. Yeah, so this is going to have to go. We can maybe add it back in at a later date, but that's something we need to think about. 2 things we won't have, because we've just simply run out of time. They weren't, I don't think we really tracked them very well, but when you create an issue from a vulnerability, we don't show it in the list. That's just, we haven't had time to implement it, fortunately. And same with this dismissal comment. You see, you get the little icons and the link here. We're probably not going to have time to add them. And something we don't need, question mark. I can't really show you one. Okay, I'll talk about it, and you can look at the dashboard yourself. But up here on the project dashboard, there's like a latest pipeline ran. So we ran pipeline 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the merge request. Here's the whatever it was. Can't remember now. We're not showing that currently. We totally could add it in, but we probably don't need to, because the old project security dashboard was based on the latest pipeline, whereas the new security dashboard, that relationship isn't there anymore. It doesn't make any sense. So we probably don't want that pipeline thing there, because it wouldn't make too much sense. If we decide to add it back in at a later date, we can. That's absolutely fine. I'm just saying we probably don't want to. So this is where we're at. There's still a bit of work to do, but the majority of it is replicating what we already have on the project dashboard and just bringing that over to the group and the instance dashboards. So I've spoke to Sebash, and we're pretty confident that everything that I've put in will have, we can do. Everything that's in might have, we may be able to do, but don't want to promise that. And then obviously if we, do manage to do everything in will have and might have, then we can move on to won't have. But realistically, we definitely won't have time for them. So yeah, I'll share this list somewhere. I don't know where yet, but I'll figure that out and let you know, and then probably link this video there. If there's any questions, if it's today, I'll happily answer them. Today being Friday, the 3rd of April. But I am out of office for a week, which is why I'm doing this now. But Savash should be able to help with some of the questions. Cool.